Iran launched Operation Basharat al-Fath, also known as the Annunciation of Victory, a calculated response to recent U.S. strikes on Iranian nuclear facilities. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps fired between 6 and 14 ballistic projectiles, targeting U.S. military locations in the Gulf, with the Udeid Air Base in Qatar as the main focus. Most were intercepted by joint U.S.-Qatar defenses. One projectile landed near the base perimeter. No casualties or major damage were reported. What set this operation apart was its advance warning. Iran informed both Qatar and U.S. officials ahead of time, enabling evacuations and flight redirection. In response, several Gulf countries, including the UAE, Bahrain, and Kuwait, briefly closed their airspace and activated alert protocols. Qatar condemned the breach of its sovereignty, but acknowledged the warning and Iran's apparent intention to avoid harm. The United States called the action a very weak response, with then-President Trump noting the lack of casualties and suggesting it was an opportunity for de-escalation. Meanwhile, Iranian media hailed the move as a mighty and proportionate reply, symbolically matching the number of projectiles to the U.S. precision weapons used in the earlier strikes on Iranian sites. The Annunciation of Victory succeeded in multiple ways. It sent a clear strategic message, showcased restraint, and avoided a broader conflict. It was a modern show of deterrence through limited and deliberate action. The regional impact was immediate but temporary. Oil prices dipped, flight paths were adjusted. Yet both sides signaled restraint, and no follow-up escalation occurred. Security analysts described the operation as a prime case of controlled escalation, a warning shot that preserved diplomatic channels while affirming national strength. International reaction included condemnation from Gulf allies, reaffirmed support for Qatar, and heightened U.S. military readiness. Iran's Supreme Security Council stated they remain prepared for further responses if provoked, while emphasizing a preference for stability. In summary, the Annunciation of Victory highlights how modern conflicts are no longer defined solely by force, but by strategy, signaling, and precision. Through advance notice and proportionality, Iran demonstrated power while avoiding war, showing how deterrence and diplomacy can coexist in high-stakes environments.